afternoon, everybody.
What's going on, guys?
This is Proving Grounds Racing.
I'm John Grounds.
CJ.
And we're here to tell you about our KOH 2016 experience. We just got unloaded here at the shop from over a week out in the desert, and just to tell you a little bit about our story.
We had lots of fun. It's a dusty, dusty world out there.
We had rain, snow.
Snow, yeah. First time at Hammers, I bring the snow with me.
Massachusetts is CJ's hometown. I'm from Daytona Beach, Florida, so being out here in Southern California is a little bit different than our hometowns. And
a couple of East Coasters not used to playing in the desert. Tell you what, we're learning a lot, having a lot of fun. It's a great experience.
We couldn't do any of all this without our sponsors. Rock Crawler Suspension for all of our shocks, coilovers, suspension components, Poison Spider for our bumpers and sliders and rockers and crusher corners, Industrial Metal Supply for everything on the car, for all the Poison Spider parts are from you guys, tubing, plastics, skid plates, and basically everything under the sun that's fabrication is from IMS. Master Plan Apparel, you guys are awesome in designing our graphics and doing website design for us. S-Pod for all of our electrical components. BF Goodrich is a huge part of us. We are actually able to run crawlers this race instead of the KO2s, which we pre-ran a lot of the desert on, and they're a great desert tire for us. But mixing in the rocks for KOH, they definitely helped us out and steered us towards the crawlers for this race. We got those set up on our Method race wheels. Rigid Industries for all of our lighting and rock lights and amber to cut through our dust. Geppetto's 4x4. PSC steering is a huge factor for us. We actually sent them our steering box a week and a half before we left for the lake bed, and they got it to us almost next day. So thank you guys. PCI radios for tuning our radio right on the lake bed, and our chase truck radios.
Out in the rain, by the way.
Yes.
Thunderstorm.
Sorry, Robbie. Big thanks to Flippo Built Motorsports. Damon, you're awesome. Factor 55, Justin, thank you so much for all of our safety equipment for our winch recovery.
Warren Industries for the winch itself.
Brand new winch for KOH, thank you guys.
Nice synthetic rope on there, extension cables.
We're great. All set. Big Bear RV Rentals, Blake, you're awesome for keeping us housed for all of our races around Southern California.
Can't tell you how valuable 4 walls are out in the middle of the Dust Bowl.
It is
nice warm shower here and there.
Does a lot for sure. Exena for all of our apparel, printing all your screens and shirts and sweaters. Thank you so much.
Feel free to get merchandise online.
Soon.
Coming soon to us here near you.
Curry Enterprise, you guys are awesome. Rebuilding our third members, axle shafts, and putting on some new Motive Gear 6.0s for this race. Motive Gear, thank you so much for supplying everything for our drivetrain.
I want to thank first place powder coating, making everything look great. Bright yellow on the Method wheels that we were bashing off all the rocks on the way back in.
I'm sure Bill will be happy to see those next week.
They're coming quick. Along with the arms.
And a lot of other things. Top line for all of our hoses, fittings, connectors. Fastenal for every nut and bolt and hose clamp and zip tie and pretty much every fastener that's on this car, you guys have supplied for us, so thank you.
I want to thank Magna Flow Exhaust. I think the trucks sound great.
POC Springs for our coilovers. Empire Welding Supply for all of our bottles of acetylene and things for our welders and for our torches. So without you guys, we couldn't do this. There's so much more that have helped us. Anyone who's ever wrenched on the car, come into the shop, come into the garage late at night and stay till late hours in the early morning. Thank you so much for all of your dedication and hard work. You can't see Justin behind us, but we put him to work. He hasn't slept in about 6 days, so thank you for not sleeping, and thank you for the middle finger.
Back on subject.
A little bit of help we get from everybody really does go a long way.
I mean, it's hard, being a small team, and I don't pay this guy, and I don't get paid to do this, and neither do any of the other guys that help and support. So thank you for lending a hand and just being there for us. So Thursday morning, starting day, in the lottery pool, we were 10th position, which is the 5th pair off the line. We were on the outside. It was super cool seeing, you know, all the other contenders and friends in the industry being out there for showing support for us. We were both pretty anxious to get on the start line.
I really do got to move. Wow.
And green flag dropped, and we were off. We were pretty much neck and neck until we hit the tabletop. And after the tabletop, we cruised past them. CJ was heavy on the horn, and on the outside cut across and started making our way up to the first hill climb.
Halfway up the hill climb, we caught up to the next car. We followed him down the other side of the hill, around the corner, trying to get an opening to get around him, heavy on the horn. He didn't want to budge. We ended up taking him in another car going up the next sand hill. Over that hill, got a nice little straightaway, gained a little bit, got up to the lake bed, carried some speed across, caught up a few more cars.
I don't know.
Traveling in the dust.
I don't know where a Legends car came from. It might not even have been a Legends car. I don't know. I was moving so fast
We're in the
past
tail
us.
of dust working on passing somebody, and we just see a blur on the right. Don't even know what color it was. Took off on us.
So as it was 3 wide, as we're passing somebody, someone else was just flailing past us, making us look retarded.
We finally cleared them, get to the edge of the lake bed, we get on some rollers, and no dust. Clear as day. Legends gone. See you later. Never saw him again. We're doing good. Traveling, kept the speed up. Suspension felt great. Came across a little rock bed, a little bumpy, not too bad. Came around the corner, got on some sand. Car felt a little loose.
I mentioned to CJ, I said, hey, you hear something? And literally 10 seconds after that, you know, we realized that we had a flat tire.
It might just be me, but something feels loose. So what? Something feels loose. Oh, wait, is that a tire? That's a tire. Fuck! We gotta pull over right here. Yeah.
So CJ was quick to jump out. We actually both jumped out and swapped a flat. You guys might have seen it on the Jumbotron with the helicopter that was circling around us. That was pretty cool to have some coverage. Fixed the flat super quick. So after the flat, we jump back on course, start barreling through the desert. Shortly after, we lose power steering, run directly into a rock wall and blow a front tire.
Whoa, take it easy, take it easy.
Motored through some of the course to get off the trail. It was a tight spot we were at, got off the trail to inspect it. CJ hopped out and noticed the front was definitely blown.
Turns out we had 2 flats. Right rear's flat. So I jumped underneath, check out what's going on. Trying to figure out why the back of the rim is grinding into the bump stop. Turns out the upper link's broken off the frame. Sheer luck.
As we were pulled over and stopped inspecting what we broke and actually fixing the power steering line that got pinched, a 4600 car, 4667,
a couple of nice guys from Virginia,
stopped by and asked if there was something wrong with the front end. CJ noticed that the leaf spring was shattered at the front, and so they pulled over to inspect and fix it. We didn't realize at the time, but they pulled out a welder kit right next to them, and they're like, what do you guys need? And we said we could use that welder when you're done with it. And as they were fixing their car, CJ and I made quick fix of the power steering line and readied what CJ needed to weld the upper arm on.
dug through the tool bags, found a little bit of scrap metal, helped them out a little bit.
Yeah, super big thanks to the 4600 car. They lent us the welder and a spare battery. CJ did a trail fix on the upper link, and whether it was holding or not, we were gonna keep going.
Could barely reach in there, but I tell you what, the welder actually worked pretty well.
Yeah, so thank you guys. So after that, we shuffled some tires around. We had the 2 flats on the back, and we put 2 good BFGs on the front where we could have at least some steering
Just
in and
try to
out.
even it out a little bit.
And we were motoring. We had to reach pit 1 by 1 o'clock for the second time, and that was the cutoff for time prevalence for the race.
So I did a little bit of math. We needed to hold 15 miles an hour. Not easy to do without rear tires. Every mile that went by, we lost a little bit more. Pieces flying around, with some dirt, some rocks, broken mirrors. Keep your hands down when the rocks are flying, in case you're ever in that position.
As we were cruising, the further we went, the harder we pushed the car to, go through the silt beds and the hard ruts with the diff dragging in the sand. The car started to overheat. Transmission was getting hot, And so we had to back it down a little bit and then keep going, pushing it harder and back down. So our speed kind of fluctuated. So as we're going, CJ's like, well, you got to go 17 miles an hour now. Well, we got to stay 19 miles an hour now the next 12
I'm not gonna
miles.
forget the look on the guy's face at the checkpoint. You come around the corner, no rear tires, pull up looking for a sticker. Kind of just stared at us for a minute, asked if everything was okay. We shrugged it off, stuck a sticker on, and we kept on going.
I feel bad because we roosted the piss out of him.
You ran for cover. So we got into some soft sand. Had to push it a little bit more.
It was
average speed got up to needing to be around 20. When our actual speed's getting down around 5.
As we were pushing the car, we were getting closer and closer to pit 1. But the closer we got, the harder the car was.
Trans temperatures climbing, coolant temperatures climbing.
We were
smell fluid.
We were smelling some fluids, and even I think CJ was smelling the bottom of a shoe melting off of the floorboard.
These ones.
We knew we were pushing the car hard.
Came up just a little bit short. 2 miles out, 10 minutes to go. We decided we gotta pull over and let it cool off a little bit instead of destroying everything, catching on fire, whatever may happen.
Transmission was over 260 degrees, so if we wanted to keep the car alive for the next race shortly after, we knew that pushing it now probably wasn't the best thing to do with the damage that was already done to the car.
Decided, cut our losses, keep the car intact. We had only a few little fixes to do now. We can move on. A couple little goals. Coming into the next race hot.
I gotta hand it to the Method race wheels. We put a beating on their wheels.
I know my ribs look as bad as that wheel does. I'm not sure how it held up.
We drove 25 or more miles.
27 actually. 27 miles
on just rims.
Beating those rims across every rock we could find in the desert.
So we're pretty happy with them.
It's actually still yellow on the ring somehow.
Oh, the ring's beautiful. Beautiful ring. It's tough coming out for our first KOH and not being able to be a finished contender. Just being able to start on the green flag and be able to cruise and do as well as we were, that's huge for us.
For the first time out there, as fast and as well as that car was driving, as easy as we were taking it, I think you better watch out next year.
We're coming in hot, and we got some more races this year and shows and events that we're definitely going to hit. The car's going to be ready. If we can get the car back together in time with the damages we know that's on the car, if nothing's crazy, mid 400, here we come.
A lot of goals ahead of us.
So
a lot of work to do.
Stay tuned, you guys. Thank you for being a part, following along. Thanks to every one of our sponsors and anyone who's ever lent a hand. And we'll see you guys next time.
We'll keep you updated.
All right.
I'm sorry, man. We tried to drive through a wall of stone. Didn't work.
So,
take 82.
Is everything on?
Everything's on. Woo! We've been on. This is behind the scenes going on.
Oh,